artists where we're poor at laboring, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name's Benj.
And I'm Isaac, back and healthy and ready to create some new art.
Yep. Due to the weirdness of how we did it, you guys got to hear me do the intro 2 weeks in a row.
Wow, that's lucky.
It was also weird last week because I gave the intro and then also Drew. No, wait, did I give? Maybe Josh gave the intro.
You know,
I don't actually remember now.
This is just a clever ploy, actually, to get you to click on last week's video and
Yep.
give
Why
us
don't
another
you
view.
tell us?
Yeah,
Put in the comment. Did I give the?
we'd love to know because neither of us care enough to remember.
We will never watch our own channel.
Nope, we don't give ourselves views. We're not just sitting here creating new YouTube accounts every week, giving it the views that it already has, all 6.
No. I don't think I've ever... The only episode I've ever watched is the one that you and Josh did when I was sick.
I definitely watched last week's to see how it went without me. It's terrible.
The only reason I even watched the week that I missed was because you guys were like, hey, Vince, we know you're like dying in bed, but we need you to edit this video.
We could have done it. You're just so good at it. But despite that fact, tomorrow is in fact Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
That day of the year where people get a day off from laboring.
Yeah, unless you have a job where you actually labor, in which case you probably don't get it off.
Probably true.
It's only like the job, like the office jobs where you sit and do nothing.
Yeah, are you like a state employee? Do you sit around at the post office? Do you
teach school?
Yeah, exactly. I labor a lot.
But not like physically labor.
It's pretty tiring, but you're right. It's not as much as like ditch digging.
Whereas like all the ditch diggers, they're probably still working tomorrow.
You know what? I'm going to drive around tomorrow just to see if I can find somebody digging a ditch.
I mean, you never see them working anyways.
I mean, you see
they
them
just
watching.
Put the cones up
Yeah,
and then standing around.
What do they need a day off for? Ditch diggers.
Mm-hmm.
But today, it is not about the ditch diggers. It is about the art in us all.
Is it?
No, it's about Labor Day. It's about Labor Day. We're going to draw Labor Day.
I don't think our channel's ever about the art.
You might be right about that.
But again, I never watch our channel, so how would I know?
Yeah, you're right. It might be about something completely different. Who knows?
I'm actually surprised anybody watches our channel. But I guess we say that at the outro every time.
Yeah, you know. It's just more shocking when I see a view and it's not one of our YouTube accounts. Yeah. I mean,
or when we go outside and our fans like surround us.
Yeah,
and
it's
we're like,
weird. Like,
why?
I would have never expected people to just like camp out in my front yard.
Mm-hmm.
But every day,
yeah,
like it's like I'm some kind of celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's weird.
It is. I don't approve. I'm just kidding. I love you guys out front. I'm looking out the window right now.
Watching us draw through the window.
Just waiting for today's video to drop.
Having one of those like, they make, you know, the milk cartons and they put mirrors in it. There's one of those right out the window right now.
What do you mean the milk cartons? What is that?
Like you use the mirrors.
I mean,
in
I
the
see
milk
the
cartons.
milk carton out the window, but what's it doing?
It like you use the mirrors and you can like see. It's like how submarines have the like sight thing that
like
goes
a
higher.
periscope.
Yeah, but you make it out of like milk cartons and mirrors.
That's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I see that there every morning when I'm getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
I just like
assumed
it was just like
a milk carton.
Like our local milkman had brought the.
Oh, you're just like letting you know.
Yeah. No, didn't know there was a fan down there.
No, they're watching.
It makes me feel embarrassed in a special kind of way, like a good wholesome artist kind of way.
At first, I thought this might be a window, but it looks like maybe a calendar now.
It is a calendar. Yep.
They have a landscape calendar.
People have those. My mom has one.
Yeah.
It has like Bible verses on it, I think.
And landscapes.
What else do you put on a calendar?
I mean, I think most people just have the rest of their phone screen.
You know what else I always hear is always a calendar? New York firefighters.
I think that's a different kind of calendar.
Yeah. Well, like, you hear about that.
Yeah, they gotta raise money somehow.
Yeah. I don't think my mom has one of those. I'll text her and ask, but I don't know if she'd really admit it. This is a challenge for all of you. Go ask your mom what kind of a calendar.
What kind of calendar they have?
It tells a lot about your mom. You might not realize.
I think most of them will just say, "I use my phone."
Yeah, but what if they're like, oh, it's the fireman's annual photo shoots, and you realize your mom is that kind of mom. It's hard to see because I'm writing so small, but that says Labor Day.
Yeah, it's weird that your calendar only has like 5 like days on for a week.
It's a school calendar. It's they don't plan. It's like it's a fireman
Like
thing.
like Sunday and Saturday just aren't on this calendar at all.
Yeah, this world doesn't have weekends. They labor, and then they labor some more. It's rough, but they have a day called Labor Day.
But which is on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
because there is no Sunday.
maybe that's a Sunday. They still have a day of rest. They just call it.
So they only have 4 days of work and 1 day of rest.
Yeah,
I actually prefer this
you know what?
calendar.
Let's move over to this world.
Let's move to the 5 days calendar.
Yeah, you know, there are worse ways to labor. Like how everyone on our world labors.
Mm-hmm. Who's this mullet person
He's just a normal man.
with a mullet? That makes him abnormal, I would say. Oh, he's got the crazy eyes.
I drew two
Wait,
eyebrows.
Is that his nose or his ear?
That was supposed to be in a ear,
Okay.
but now I realize I drew both eyes. I drew 2 eyebrows. What do I do with that eyebrow?
I can't help you here. This is going to be a Picasso drawing somehow.
Just has 2 eyebrows.
Or 4 eyebrows, actually.
Oh man,
He's just one of those 4 eyebrow guys. He thought it was cool to like cut his eyebrow.
I'm telling you, it's one of those things that people don't underestimate or they don't appreciate our art.
Mm-hmm.
I could just end it there, but there's a reason for that. They don't understand how hard it is not to be able to erase mistakes.
He also kind of seems like Cyclopsy. You know, like I don't know if
his eye's like definitely in the wrong place.
Like I don't know if he has a second eye though. Like even if you assume that we're only looking at the left side of his head, it just also the way his arms are, like his body's turned towards us,
He's a complicated dude.
but his head's turned. Like it's not physically impossible. It's just weird. Is he point? What? Wait, is his body facing away from us? His head's turned a bit too far, I'd say.
His head is all kinds of confused. It's like, okay, so I've figured it out. It's
Okay.
like blurry face because he's like turning from the calendar over to what's going to be over here on the left.
Right,
But his features have been blurred to
But he's also like turned too far.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the fact that we can see.
Like he did like a whole spin. Like he spun so
But is that-
hard.
His belt?
Yeah,
Like, why do we see the buckle?
because he's
wearing his buckle on backwards?
maybe it's just like a pattern on the belt. Yeah, it's not a buckle.
Okay.
His legs are
Good.
also
It's a good thing you caught that before you drew his legs
his
facing
legs-
us.
they're also facing us.
Because his legs were facing us.
His head
Then
is
there's no hope for this guy.
his body is facing us.
Wait, his
head-
body's facing us? Then what's up with his fingers? Why did they bend backwards?
It's just how he looks.
He's like the goblin on Harry Potter, or the How to Train not How to Train Your
How to
the
Train Your
the
Goblin?
How to Train Your Goblin Harry Potter edition. No, the beasts and where to find them thing.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to
Yeah,
Find
that
Them?
one.
That was Harry Potter.
Yeah,
At least the world.
the goblin whose fingers bent backwards.
I
That's how
don't.
this guy's fingers are.
This is what's confusing me the most.
The fact that you just said his body's facing us,
I'm just gonna try to
but his
like
fingers are going away.
absorb that eyebrow. That actually helps, I
That
think.
did help quite a bit, but his body and his head are still weird.
Just imagine it in motion. Like you could
Right.
face one direction and have your
But
head.
my problem is, we see so much of the nose, but his body's facing away from us.
How do you know that's the nose? Maybe it's just like a wart.
Giant wart.
Just go with it, okay? Because like you have to. Okay. What do women look like? She also has to have a weird looking face.
Everybody knows the only difference of a woman and a man is that women have long hair and they wear a triangle instead of.
In our artistic ability, that might be legitimately the only difference. She has a smaller nose too.
Oh, how feminine of her. She's also a cyclops, though.
It's gonna have to be what these people look like. Keeping with continuity at this point.
Mm-hmm. I think your people are often cyclops.
Your people.
Also,
Oh gosh.
we'll talk about my people when we get to my people.
Why didn't it work? She's kind of scary.
She's so cyclopsy. And her hair doesn't like, it's like she has a mane, not hair.
All right, fine. There's cyclopses, whatever.
Also, his finger is resting on top of his hand, not connected.
Stop talking about him. This is much worse. She's distracting you from him. Her nose. All right, these are now officially cyclopses.
Okay. See, now everything's forgiven. Oh, they're weird? That's just what cyclopses look like.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't understand.
You don't know how far cyclops can turn their head. It's this much. It's weird.
Yeah, she has like a beauty mark. That's how you know it's a woman.
But it's like behind the ear. It's not where most beauty marks are. Is she also turning her head weird?
It's so hard to tell.
What's happening?
She's a cyclops, okay? You've never seen a female cyclops?
Are they missing half their body?
It's just how cyclops women look, okay?
Okay.
Just accept it.
She like walking on a peg?
The shoe.
Well, I understand, but that shoe's weirdly shaped.
You don't know what cyclops feet look like, okay? Gosh. It's looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way to explain her except a cyclops. Like, oh gosh, it's so bad. She's so ugly. Even but as a Cyclops, she's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's just
Uh
that's the standard of beauty right there for Cyclops.
okay. Now, so his confusion is about the he's like shocked
Mm-hmm.
about the Labor Day on the
Right.
calendar
Right.
that so he's like, you know, uh
Mm-hmm.
because there's two different meanings of labor.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I think there's really only one.
It's kind of weird that he said your, but then said I had no idea. Like it just feels like he's talking weird.
He's a Cyclops.
They look a little pregnant.
Yeah, so he thinks his wife,
Mm-hmm.
wrote it on the calendar.
Yep. The
He
day
did.
the
He didn't
day I'm
even. He
giving
didn't even
labor.
know she was with child. He didn't
Yep.
even know they were going to have a kid.
Mm-hmm. But he thought she looked a little pregnant. My guess is he'll take that as an insult.
That's exactly right.
Man,
You were just spot on with that.
Cyclops culture is so much better than ours.
From now on, I should just draw Cyclopses. So it's like, that's a little weird. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem to make sense. Well, they're
Mhm.
Cyclopses,
Yeah, that's-
hard to understand. The culture is not human.
Yep.
So, average morning in the Cyclops household.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, what? Giving birth? Didn't even know you were pregnant? You don't barely even look it. And she's just like, matter of factly, take that as an insult.
mm-hmm.
On with our day.
Yep.
Shouldn't explain it or anything.
Yeah.
Just business as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Go out to get him another weird textured belt. And
You can't figure out if it's the front or the back.
Cyclops culture. What is this? Labor Day?
Yep. Labor Day.
Labor Day. You think people actually what in the
Somehow undid it. Probably by pushing the undo button.
you think some people like plan to have how like people are like if I don't give birth, if it doesn't happen on time, I'm gonna schedule it, and they're gonna like I don't know what doctors do, give me some drug that tells the baby it's time, or they get like a C-section.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a lot of people who schedule it for Labor Day because of the irony and the pun.
I don't think.
And they can like put a Facebook post that's like, it's Labor Day, and people are like, yeah, we know, and they're like, no, we're having the baby today, and then people are like, oh, that was a good one.
I don't think most people change like major life things around puns like we do.
It's a shame. Our world would be a better place if there was more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like more puns on purpose.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, because how great would it be to put out a Facebook post? It's Labor Day, and like super excited, and everybody would be like, "Why are you so excited about Labor Day?" And then you're like, "Show a picture of the baby."
Yeah, exactly. And like everyone tries to schedule it that day
Mm-hmm.
to the point where they have to add like 4 more Labor Days to the calendar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All because of puns. We'd get 4 days off a year.
Yes.
We'd have to also have a lot more holidays that had like pun
Mm-hmm.
names, like double meanings.
Yeah.
Like Pi Day is a good one.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you mean like we're gonna count to do the circumference of a circle? They're
Yeah.
like, no, silly, and they're like eating a pie.
Yeah. Except that it actually is the math thing.
Yeah, that would be doubly great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of other days they could have. Like, just go back and look at all of our drawings and every pun we've ever done.
Yeah.
Do a
There's
day
so
named
many-
after our
They
drawing.
named after every
Doing
drawing.
important work here, guys.
In fact, we should just have a two poor artist holiday.
A 2 Poor Artists holiday every
Mhm.
month.
Yes.
Every month.
Or
do
once a week.
We'll do a different
Every
drawing
Sunday.
every Sunday. And then you can post our video with a clever pun that people will
Mhm.
only understand if they watch our video.
Yes.
We'll get that big one day where people will like, like the people who are camped outside with their milk cartons.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, it'll be such a part of the culture that
Right.
whatever we draw will create puns for that day.
Mm-hmm.
Be great.
Yeah, we'll change the world.
One Cyclops drawing at a time.
Yep. Well, let's see what I come up with to draw.
I can't wait.
I honestly feel like if more people just were that outspoken,
Mm-hmm.
like not even outspoken, just like the direct.
Communication is the key to all relationships.
It's true. And if they were just like, you
Like,
look
you-
pregnant, and you're like,
I take that as
I
an
take
insult.
that as an insult. You might not have, and then they could be like, well, I meant it as an insult.
Yes.
and then
And then now you know.
Exactly.
Insult was made. Okay. Now it's my turn to draw.
What
Um,
insult are you drawing?
Well, I'm not drawing an insult. You drew the insult.
Oh, I mean, carry on.
I'm going to draw this square-ish shape.
I had
Right
trouble with that with the calendar too.
And this is like September 5.
Oh, this is like one of those calendars that only shows up in cartoons.
Nope.
Oh, my mistake. Apparently, you have one. Does anybody have a calendar that's just like a big old piece of paper you tear up and throw away every day?
I did, actually. The only calendar I had, but it was like a one of those ones where it like gave a fact.
Like
every
a
day.
Far Side one or something has like a comic every day.
Yeah.
Those are slightly different. Those have like, like a joke or a saying or something important on them.
Mhm.
The ones in cartoons are like that. They just have a number, and you're just like, what's the point of a whole piece of paper just to tell you that?
You said they're just like this?
Yeah, they have legs and shoes. Do you think the calendar company is like suffered after the invention of the cell phone?
Yes.
That's sad to think about. Let's reflect on that for a moment, shall we? You're a calendar company, and your only job is to write down pieces of paper that people then need to put X's on every day to keep track of when in
Mhm.
history they are existing.
Right?
And then all of a sudden, somebody invents a piece of technology that people can put in their pockets,
Mm-hmm.
and it just automatically tells them that like 50 times a day. So they're
Right.
like when they're signing their name on a document or something, no one needs to go like consult the calendar. They just look at their phone. And then people start saying like, well, why are we even buying calendars anymore? And people are like,
Mhm.
oh, for the pretty picture. And then smartphones get invented, and they're like, yeah, but I have like 70,000 pretty pictures on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, you know what? That's a good point. Why are we buying calendars anymore?
Yep. So, see, now what I need to determine is who would be September 5th's mom?
Oh, yes. Much more relevant problems than the fall of the calendar
Like,
empire.
Like, how does like
Like,
Are-
what 2 months have to have a kid and it becomes September 5th?
yeah, exactly. Like, would it be like September 4th
I
and
think-
September like third
6th, or like
or
the
something,
one
like
before and
have
after.
yeah, or just the two before, like have a kid, and
Hmm.
that's the next, like
Maybe it's like
everyone born.
August 4th and October 6th. So it's like the day in between and the
Hmm.
month in between.
Or would it be um like July and August 5th
Mm.
has September 5th?
It gets weird if there's like, what if like January and like October get married,
Mm-hmm.
have a kid? What are they? Like, it's just somewhere in
Or
like the most middle it can be between them.
or would it be like the whole family is September 5th and it's like a legacy that's passed down?
Hmm.
So like the dad is also September 5th.
So we're saying the
And like
calendars
the
have like
mom,
genders. So like,
so like the mom is some other time, like September
so
4th or
whatever the
something.
father is,
Not
the son
necessarily,
becomes.
because like the mom, like, but if they have like, it's just like it's like they have they birth
So
their
the
lineage.
males become the same month as the father, but they take the same date as the mother. That's what I think it is. And the females take the same month as the. They do it like reverse.
So his mom would
His mom
be
is
some
his,
other month, but the
but
same
the
day.
same date, and his dad is September.
Okay.
And then if he has a sister, the sister is the same day as the father, but the same month as the mother.
Okay. So this will be October
Glad we've established this
5th.
important
So
rule for this new world.
this will be
What are those? Is it the?
it's the smile.
So this is
This is
this is mom.
This is his mom.
Does it have to be a month that like borders?
No, not necessarily. It just October was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, I mean it's usually what people think of after they think of September.
That foot's weird. Deal with it.
Well, they are calendar people.
It's
How are we to?
not weird for calendar people. Everybody knows that.
I like how calendar people wear, those
Like Mickey Mouse
Mickey
gloves.
Mouse gloves. Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps.
It's because I'm allowed to be as cartoony as I want. And she'll have like a bow.
There are two ways to distinguish gender in extremely simplistic art. One is a dress and a triangle shape. The other is the bow.
Mm-hmm.
This is what parents do when they have like a newborn baby,
Yep.
and they're like, the nurse thought it was a boy. And then they're like, well, put a bow in her hair. And they're like, oh, okay. But then they're like, but my baby doesn't have any hair. So they're like, get an elastic band and glue a bow to it and strap it around the kid's head so no nurse ever gets it wrong again. You're like,
Yeah.
why do we care so much?
And so then this will be September, but not 5th. We'll go with
29th. Best day of September.
sure. We'll go with 29th.
Yes.
The worst day of
Hey.
September.
Great artists are born on that day. Great Cyclops drawing artists. Dad looks so happy for some reason.
He doesn't have
Something about the way you drew him.
Yep. It's called a smile.
Oh, I see it now. That's what made me. Are they holding hands?
No, his hand just happens to be behind hers.
That's, yeah, it's also really weird looking. So are they like, what are they, like grounding him?
Nope.
He told him he can't get a new puppy calendar.
Why do I have to work today? Every other day
Mm-hmm.
has today off.
Oh man, that's rough. Like he has to work on Labor Day because he's the calendar for that day.
Yeah, he's the only one working on Labor Day.
Like all the other
I mean,
children.
if you think about it, they literally everybody gets every day off except for their one day that they work in this calendar world.
So he's just like a whiny pants.
Yeah, he's
like,
the one day he works, he's just complaining about it.
It also so
But
happens
it's
to be
Labor
Day. So he has like the only reason to complain about his one
Except
day
for
of
maybe
work.
like, December 25th.
Yeah.
That's just like, they go to work.
Yeah.
On Christmas.
Everyone else is opening presents. You have to work today.
Except that December 25th is like very joyous.
So you think like in the calendar world, like not many Decembers and 25ths get married? Because they're like, our kids will just never have Christmas off.
Yeah.
These two were like, I don't know, making them work on Labor Day. They're like, no one cares about that.
They probably plan their.
It's amazing
around
that
Labor Day.
any new calendars get made with September or with December 25th.
Yep.
Must be like,
Like, no, the day we couldn't print this day. There was the day wasn't. There's no day born.
See, I just like to think that in the calendar world, everyone has a calendar that was made especially for them to marry. Like there's an equal number of months with the dates that they need.
Yeah.
There's like, you know how many Februaries and like 29th there are? Like you're like, oh man, maybe, maybe, and then there's a 1 in 4 chance that we're meant for each other.
Yep.
They're like, oh man, it's clearly I'm stuck with I get 28.
Like they don't fully get a choice because there has to be every date.
Yeah, so it's like it's just they don't even realize it's happening, but like it works out perfectly. There's just the right number of every date.
Yep.
The only problem with this is like
they actually have soulmates, basically.
Yeah, exactly. In the calendar world, that makes sense.
Calendar world.
Yeah. So the only problem is like we don't have that many calendars anymore.
Yeah, so there's just less.
Just the population of calendars is decreasing. Just turn morbid really quick. Save me from my own thought, please.
I'm writing Labor
But at
Day.
least these guys are happy, except for their son.
Well, not their son, but their son's just a whiny
Crybaby
baby.
son. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you work one day.
Do calendars like grow up, or are you like born like one of those little flip calendars, or you're born like? Also, what are those calendars that have like?
Oh wait, I'm not 29 anymore.
Oh my gosh, what are those calendars that have like all dates on them?
Right. Oh,
Scandalous.
they're just like they are all day. Yeah, that would be weird
Yeah.
in this world.
I don't even know. Like
Those don't exist in this world. I can't explain those.
Let's not even
That would
think
be
about
like
that
a
world.
god walking amongst.
Oh yeah, like look at him, all dates,
All dates
and yet
one.
today it's only one date.
He works.
He has both all
every
dates
day.
and today's dates at the same time.
He works all days.
Yeah, that's what they'd be like. At least you're not God.
Yeah, he doesn't get a
And
single day off.
Yeah. Stop your complaining.
Like if ever there's a day that like isn't born, he like takes over.
the grand calendar.
Grand calendar.
Wow. Who knew that Labor Day would inspire both the Cyclops world drawing definitely on purpose and a calendar world?
Planned from the beginning, Cyclops.
Yes. Well, we certainly hope you don't have to labor on Labor Day. And if you're about to have a kid,
Enjoy your labor.
enjoy your labor. Congrats, you've planned this well.
Yeah.
At
At least you can put on Facebook the pun.
Yes, good for you. We're happy for you, truly. Make sure you don't forget,
Yeah.
because if not,
What's the point?
you have to wait like a whole year and then make like some half pun about like,
Mhm.
oh, this Labor Day is different kind of labor than the last Labor Day. Remember when I was in labor last year?
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
a long pun that you have to like explain,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody likes those kind.
It's not as good.
It's not. So have fun with your newborns, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.